Hi everybody, this is Olivia and today we're here with Toby.
Yeah.
We're getting the VIP tour of his trailer.
Super VIP.
So show us around.
This is where I spend probably 99% of my day, and yet I've been here for probably 2 years and I have made very little effort to make it my home. There's a couch, there's some almonds, there's my phone, which I spend most of my time on, and
We have a fridge.
yeah, there's nothing in it.
Nothing in his fridge.
And I guess the main thing about this trailer is they like to keep it at around 110, 125 degrees Fahrenheit so that it's impossible to stay awake in for more than 10 seconds.
It's really warm.
If I pass out somewhere in this interview, it's because it's really, really, really hot.
Awesome. So let's sit down with Toby and find out more about his job in showbiz.
That's right, just...
Hi. So now we're doing the interview portion. Thank you for joining me today.
Absolutely no worries.
So before we fully begin, I need to ask about your last name.
Yes.
Because is there a story behind it? I saw that it was Hansen at one point.
Yeah, my family's Norwegian on my dad's side, and it was Hansen. I think. See, I should probably brush up on my skills before getting asked this question. But I think I had like a great uncle who Hansen is really common. It's like Smith, and I think he didn't want to have a common name or something, so he decided. I think they pulled letters out of a hat.
Really?
I don't think there's another Regbo on. I might be wrong, but I don't think there's another Regbo family. I used to tell people that it was because my grandfather was a war hero and he blew up a Nazi submarine and then he had to change his name because he was running away from Hitler. But I genuinely believe that. I thought I somehow acquired that story, but I think that's actually rubbish. I think they just sort of pulled letters out of a hat and made up a really weird word.
I always wanted like a common last name because no one can pronounce my last name. Gudaniec. Can you say it?
Gudaniec.
Yeah.
Yeah?
People keep saying like Gudaniec, which is...
I was going to say, that's what I was going to say.
Which is fine, so maybe I'll think about changing mine too.
Yeah.
Let's talk about, obviously, your job as an actor.
Yeah.
You started out doing theater companies when you were younger, so your parents were obviously really supportive.
They were.
Were they in the industry themselves?
No, they're not. My mum was really supportive of me from a young age, but no, I never had any sort of like professional impetus to do it. I just started doing it as in the weekends at a drama group, this thing called the Young Blood Theatre Company that actually sort of produced a lot of really good young British talent.
And that's a lot of improv, right?
Yeah, we just did, we just basically had to, my Saturdays were just like fraught with fear and terror that I would have to every day wake up on a Saturday morning and think up something, but you'd have 10 minutes and you'd be given a word and you have to devise some sort of piece, and I think that sort of quick, having to think on your feet attitude is a really good way of just learning how to just react suddenly. That's
scary and thrilling at the same time.
Yeah. No, my parents, I think they just helped me through the tough bits when it wasn't going so well. Like, I joined a band for a while before I got this job. Like,
what instrument?
I played guitar in this band, and for about like 18 months I didn't really work and was just sort of bumming around, and that was the time when my parents had to really sort of. They were supportive, but they also had to like get me off my ass.
Yeah,
off the
like
sofa
encourage you.
Yeah, definitely.
So at what point did you start booking major roles, or did you realize, hey, this can really happen for me?
I don't know. I guess this is sort of this is the first thing I've ever done that has a lot of notoriety and people come up to you and say like, oh, you're that guy from that thing.
Oh my god, it's Toby.
Yeah, that sort of thing. But before that, I'd never really done anything that was like this.
But you did Harry Potter.
I did do Harry Potter,
That's pretty major.
But I only worked like a day on that movie. So this is the first thing where I feel like immersed in something that is continually happening, and I know that I'm going to be doing, that this is going to be my job for some amount of time longer. I probably shouldn't. Well, I don't know how long a movie runs. But yeah, I still have sort of layers of reality sort of revealed, like peeled back, where it's like, oh yeah, shit, this is actually what I do. You know what I mean? I didn't say I was.
Real life.
Yeah, I didn't say I was an actor for a long time. Like, people say, what do you do? And I'd be like, oh, I don't really know. And now I start to feel like, oh yeah, this is actually a profession, and I can do it.
Right.
And it's not like a pipe dream anymore. It's actually a reality, which is cool.
Yeah, of course. And you're obviously getting a lot of attention as Francis.
Yeah.
So how does that feel? Everyone wants to know who you're wearing, what you're eating, what you're doing.
Yeah, who I'm eating and what I'm wearing.
Don't say that.
I suppose so. I think maybe if we were filming something in LA and we were immersed in that a bit more. I mean, there's a big film industry in Toronto, but it does sometimes feel like we're in a very isolated environment because it's dark a lot of the time and it snows, and so it's just like being shuffled in and out of work. So in that way, I don't really feel like we're being observed or anything. You know, I think if we were filming in Los Angeles and there was constantly like going to things and,
right.
And being aware of the film industry around you, I think I'd probably be more aware of it. But I am a vegan. I became a vegan recently, which is like the hardest thing I've ever done.
Mm-hmm.
There's almonds over there. That's pretty much all I eat all day long.
Almonds, healthy.
Yeah, pretty much. I try and stay clear of that sort of thing. It is very easy. You can get on, like when Rain Twitter thing comes up and it posts a video, and then you can be on the YouTube channel, and then you can like start delving into comments and stuff, and that's like, well, you have to get out of that before you get
you get sucked in.
Yeah, too invested in what Jeremy 11113 has to say about your hair in episode 2.
Yeah. And I have a question from a couple of your fans. They want to know if you have any tattoos.
Yeah, I do have one. I've got one on my leg, but it's really small.
And what is it?
It's a vibe. It's like a little swirl. All my friends have it. It's called the Vibe Receptor. It means something, but it also doesn't really mean anything at the same time. It's just sort of like about good vibes.
Nice.
Yeah, I was doing this movie Maleficent, and then Disney had a change of hearts and decided that I was too old. The prologue of the movie, they wanted kids, and then they wanted really young kids. So I got replaced basically. And after that, I thought, fuck it, I'm just go get a tattoo. So like that day, I was
and he got it.
I was at a friend's warehouse, and he had a tattoo gun, and I said, just do a vibe on my leg. I haven't yet had any problems with it, but
good. So it hasn't affected your job at all?
Not really, but it's pretty small and it's on my legs, and my legs don't really get that much airtime.
Damn it.
I know, my sexy little legs.
Last but not least, if there was another job you could do on set, what would you be doing?
I would love to do some directing at some point. I'm trying to do some writing with a friend of mine, and then get these projects off the ground in some way. Although I'm not making it easy for myself by including things in the story like explosions and like car chases and stuff. I'm not making it easy, but I would love at some point to get behind the camera, do some direction.
You're meeting a lot of people on set, so you can constantly network. So that's obviously an advantage.
Yeah, and just learning certain little camera tricks and stuff that when I eventually do direct will make me sound like I have some
so much
sensibility about what is going on. Like, you know. I won't say it now. But things about different millimeter lenses and stuff like that.
So we'll look out for that.
Yes. Toby REGBO, the director.
Well, thank you so much.
No worries.
And I appreciate you guys watching.